At the beginning of this film, 5 friends were shown at an abandoned mansion. After school time, they went to haunted places like this and made a video. This is the hobby of these students. One of his friend, Nick, is planning this place and gathering information about this place. He asked his remaining friends to come inside, but 2 of his friends were really scared and asked Nick to leave them outside. And the remaining 2 friends went with Nick. Nick enters the mansion and searched for ghosts in the mansion and took video. They used torchlight everywhere for searching to find a ghost. They came near a staircase. Nick tells the history of this mansion, that the owner of this mansion slipped from this staircase and hit his head and died. After his death, every year one death happened in this place. People think the owner's ghost is killing everyone, and they called this mansion a Red Stair Mansion. 2 friends were scared to hear this story, and 3 of them went upstairs. On the 2nd floor, Nick took them to one room. His friends asked Nick why he took them to this place. This floor is really scarier than the down floor. Nick tells one person is hang here. They were scared. At one place, a blanket is covering something. Nick asked one of his friend James to take the blanket. James and other friends are frightened and try to remove the blanket. At that time, Nick shouts and tells his friends that he saw the ghost upside. They all see upside there is one burned doll there. They all shouted in fear, and the doll fell down. 2 ran away shouting. Hearing the screaming noise, the 2 friends were outside and came in with fear, holding a torchlight. They were all scared of seeing each other. At that time, Nick came with that doll and made his friends fear. The friends were really scared and ran away. Next morning at the school, all the friends watch the video taken by them at that mansion and talk about the incidents and laugh at one another. At that time, Nick came there and told his friends that today he had a plan to go to one haunted place. James and Nick call 2 of his juniors and ask them to join them at night. But they refused to come, but Nick and convinced them to come. At night, all of them come to an abandoned building on the back side of their school. At the entrance, one of his friends see 2 persons and ask Nick about that. But Nick tells that no one is here, and seeing all of them, no one was seen. Nick tells us that in this place, one student committed suicide by jumping in from the top, and his head was hit and dies here. All the boys were scared to hear this. James saw one boy's dead body. He screamed and told Nick that he saw one ghost. Apart from Nick, all were scared and fell down. But Nick tells them that he didn't see any ghosts and shouts that ghosts, please come and haunt them. Everyone had a fear. They are all going up the stairs. At the end, they see one shutter and take the shutter up. Nick goes in and asks everyone to come, but all refuse to come as they are scared, and one friend sees a boy ghost with injured head, and the ghost said, "You have made a big mistake by coming in, and you can't go out anymore." All are screaming and running from the shutter, but James's leg was stuck in the shutter. He took it out, but his shoe was stuck, and the ghost caught his shoe, but James took the shoe out and ran. The gang was split into 2. At the next block, 2 staff were working, and the lady staff tell that she heard a voice of some students, and the male staff tells we could go there to check. Nick, James, and Bew were in the restroom, and the remaining go another place. The boy's ghost is chasing them. Everyone runs scared, and the ghost follows them. Nick, James, and Bew were at the bathroom. They asked one after another who would bring this boy to act as a spirit. Everyone was denying that I didn't call. In the end, Nick tell them that none of us have arranged this and that it is the real spirit. At that time, flush sound was coming from one bathroom. Nick went to open the door, and he saw that boy's ghost there, and 3 of them ran from the bathroom. On the other side, the other boys are coming with scares. All of them see each other and tell that the boy was a ghost. At that time, one boy named Oil fell into epilepsy, and everyone thought that the ghost possessed him, so James slapped him. Oil said something, and one of them heard this and said that he got epilepsy, and Nick told him to put something in his mouth, so James put his toes with socks in his mouth with socks. At that time, the ghost boy came there, and all were running. James was scared and released his leg from the Oil's mouth, put his socks in his mouth, and ran away from there. All are ran into upstairs, and one of them asked to help Oil. Everyone refused to go there, and 2 friends went down to search oil. At that time, 2 staff came from downstairs, and the lady staff told them that the sound was coming from upstairs, so she went there, and the male staff went to another place and searched. Oil is still in that place. He sees the lady staff. Suddenly she disappears with shock. The 2 friends come to search for Oil, but he is not there, so they decide to go downstairs. On the other side, the remaining friends saw the shutter and decided to go upstairs. But the shutter was closed, and the battery of the flashlight was dead. All are scared. Junior student tell Nick that I should not come here. They all sit there. Dex was suddenly lifted up, and Brian started chanting mantras. Again, Dex came down. Everyone sat down, chanting spells in fear as the spirit loomed in front of them. Then, the spirit grabbed Daze's shirt from behind them, and all of them ran away from there and hid to see what was happening. Dex asked that you jump down from this building, and the spirit said yes, and Dex asked for the reason. Ghost said that I didn't pass the university entrance exam. Dex said someone would die for it. Asks what is your high school GPA score? The spirit said 1.2, and Dex said mine was 0.58. The ghost said yours is just like mine, and there is no big difference, so I am going to take you with me. Dex and everyone ran away scared. All ways were covered with shutters. They ran away from there again. The spirit grabs Nick and drags him into a dark area where everyone goes and calls out Nick's name in fear. Nick slowly crawled to try to get closer to them, but was pulled back by the spirit. Bew threw his shoe at that dark area. The spirit again blazed the shoe towards them, and it hit James in the face. Again, Bew tried to throw the shoe, but James stopped and said it was hurting. Don't throw. At that time, the ghost came in front of them. Nick also escaped from the ghost, and everyone ran from there, and they tried to open the shutter. The shutter was opened, and they ran upstairs and saw a teacher. Teacher asked them why they came to this building. This is a rule to not allow anyone to come to this building. The boys said, yes, we are sorry for entering here. The teacher asks them to go down, but they say that the ghost haunted them downstairs. Please allow us to stay with you tonight, and the teacher tells them to follow. The teacher opens one room and asks them to go in. They all go to that room. Suddenly, teacher closes the door and goes. All are really scared, and Nick took his torch, and it worked at that time. They all searched the room. Nick found a candle in the up. They tried to take it, but at that time, the ghost came there. They thought that was the teacher, but the ghost boy came there and took a matchbox. James goes to that boy and asked for the matchbox. He drops it on the floor. James asked the ghost not to haunt him and takes the matchbox. In downstairs, the 2 friends were sent who were still searching for Oil. At one place, Oil was seen. They came near Oil, and he asked to help him. The lady staff was standing there. In that room, the ghost alone sat with the boys. Nick found one book at that locker. At the same time, the 3 of them were taken by that lady staff to a hospital room in that building. She helped Oil and told his friends that in this situation, we could put spoons or thick things in his mouth so that he could not bite his tongue. The male staff came there and took that lady staff with him. They warned them not to go outside till they came there and went. After they leave, Oil tells them that the day before they came this building, all are gathered at the hostel room, and Nick tells them the story of this building. 50 years ago, in 1957, one 12th grade student, he failed the university entrance exam, so he killed himself in that building. But Oil interferes and tells them that he heard that the building was before smashed, and there is a case of teachers killing. Some people see the ghost of a teacher on the 8th and 12th days of the waning moon. They are wandering around the building. Nick told them that he would take them to that building and see whose story was real. In present Oil, tell them that he was right. The teacher here was a ghost, so we have to inform everyone of this and go from there. Here in the room, all are sleeping with the ghost. Nick, in dreams, heard a voice of people who asked him to take his friends and go away. Suddenly, Nick wakes up and sees the ghost sleeping in the middle of them, and Nick finds a billow and fights him to go away and leave them. The ghost gives Nick his phone. Nick asked, "When did you get this?" The ghost said that he also gave candles, flashlights, and everything. Nick asked all to beat him. All are beating him when suddenly the wick of the ghost have come. Then the boys come to know that he was not a ghost and start beating. Suddenly, The book opened the pages automatically. Nick said that the wind was blowing the papers, but James said that he saw the book open automatically. Nick took the book and saw the news that teachers were killing each other. At that time, they see the picture of a teacher who closes the door, and they come to know that the teacher is a ghost. At that time, the teacher came there and said that she wouldn't leave anyone. "I took all of you with me." All the boys ran from there. At that time, the three of his friends also joined with them, and Oil told them that he was right. The teacher ghost uses his powers and takes all the boys to the past. All are wake up. They are haunted by the ghosts of students who die at this building. Nick, James, and Bew come to one place. There, the teacher comes and tells them that they are not respecting him, but Nick denies it and argues with her. She got angry and broke the glasses and told them that she wouldn't let them go. At that time, the lady staff and male staff come there and tell the boys to leave. The boys come down and see Benz was lying in the ground and he didn't move, so they took him and ran. At one place, they see one classroom, but the place was not like night, with the lot of students sitting with the female staff. At that time, Panny teacher came there and asked all students to go out, and she talked with the lady staff. Panny asked female staff that you had love with male staff. At that time, male staff come there and tell that it was not her mistake. We two love each other. Hearing this, Panny got anger and took one knife and killed the lady staff and male staff. Male staff took the knife and killed Panny. They kill each other. Seeing this, the boys are scared. Teacher Penny finds the boys and comes after them. The boys run from there. 4 boys' ghost is standing in one side. Teacher Penny on the other side. The boys were so scared and ran from there. Teacher Penny beat the boys for not respecting anyone. They all come downstairs and try to go out at the entrance door. The teacher ghost is standing, and the boys said to not hurt them. They try to run, but upstairs the 5 boys' ghost is coming. The Panny teacher tells them that students who do not respect them will have to die. She holds Nick's neck. At that time, the male and lady staff enter there and ask Panny to stop all these. "Kids have nothing to do with you. Please listen to them." Panny says, "Why should I listen to you? You made me suffer like this. I drag these kids with me to hell." The male staff tells you to know what happens to you. Think about what happens that day. 4 students and the teacher named Sombat took Panny teacher to her room when she was unconscious. After the boys leave, Sombat goes to the room and rapes her, but she doesn't remember anything as she was unconscious. But the boys watch Sombat come out of the room. After some days, Penny was pregnant, and she learned that someone was misbehaving with him. She complained about this, but Nunes believe him, and Tay boys also not come to report the truth. After this incident, Penny warned lady staff to not love that male staff, but she didn't hear this, which made Panny angry and kill both of them. And after that, you also killed Sombat and those students, but the students didn't know anything. You take your revenge. All the boys kneel down and say, "We humbly pay homage to our former teacher who has given us wisdom. We'd like to give gratitude to all teachers who have educated us intellectually and morally at present." Nick also asked them to let them go. Lady staff tell Panny that these students admitted that they are wrong. We need to teach them and guide them. The students accept their mistake. We are ready to forgive them because we are teachers. Please let them go. Panny let Nick and all the other boys go out. Panny was crying pitifully, and she vanished. Everyone was out now, but the ghost boy was not coming with them. They all asked for why. He said that this is my place. That time, the lady staff and male staff come there and tell that he is right. He has been here for so long. Ghost boy said that he is here for so long. I try to drive you guys out of the building. You didn't leave and are not afraid of me. Now only the boys know that he was actually a real ghost. The staff says that you guys did one favor for us. Go back to the room and bring our pictures out and burn them. And then they show the way. The boys thank them and go from there. After that, they burn the pictures of those ghosts and forgive for what they did. James says that he misses the ghost boy, and he says that he wants to see him and be reborn. The ghost boy is standing there. James tried to run, but he held and said, "You call me." James said that he was just saying it and ran away from there. Ghost Boy told them to go out, and he also vanished. Everyone came out.